We got here late last night. We're at the Gifford Woods State Park. It's a campground, and the only reason I picked this campground is because the Appalachian Trail goes right through it. So we already had our breakfast in the Bushwhacker, and now we're getting ready to just leave from our campsite and go and hike a portion of the AT. I'm gonna clean up a little bit from breakfast. We had pancakes and sausages that we just cooked in the back of the Bushwhacker, and the most amazing coffee. I have this like camping French press, and we boiled our water with our Jetboil, and then I had some ice from the cooler, so I have my iced coffee. The best way to start a morning when you're camping. Welcome back. How was your adventure? I picked this table up at Harbor Freight a couple days before our trip, and it's been such a game changer because the kitchen back here doesn't have any counter space. And we also filled the camper up with water and attached this hose so I'm able to do the dishes after breakfast. And everything goes down into a gray water tank underneath. If I was a little more handy, I would absolutely completely redo this whole back and also replace the cooler with one of those Dometic fridges, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. So just took a little trip down the campground to the office so we can check in because we got in really late last night. Also got a trail map for a little Appalachian Trail section we're about to hike, and I saw the AT logbook, so I signed in and I actually recognized a couple names, so that was fun. But now I'm back at the camper, gonna start packing up the backpack, getting everything together for our 5-mile hike to a waterfall. Good job. Wow, he hiked the width of the AT. So we just walked out of the campground. We are on the Appalachian Trail, northbound mile 1712. So for our little section hike today, overall it's gonna be between 4 and 5 miles. We're gonna see Kent Pond, and then our final destination is Thundering Brook Falls. So we get a pond and a waterfall and a section of the AT in Vermont in this nice little hike. So this is absolutely perfect. And this hike is exactly why I booked the campsite where I did. We made it to our destination on this hike today, Thundering Brook Falls, and it is gorgeous, but definitely not thundering today. Are we in a little bit of a drought?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Old-fashioned PB&J and some Munchie Mix. So our stop at this Vermont State Park was actually just a pit stop on our way to the Adirondacks in New York. So as soon as our hike was over, we packed up the camper and headed to Northville, New York. So for the past 3 days, we've been camping in the Adirondacks in New York. Specifically, we're in Northville, New York, right on Great Sacandaga Lake. Our Bushwhacker here is parked in the backyard of family's house, and we have such an amazing spot. The lake is right there, and we've had such an amazing time while we're here. So we've gone on boat rides. We went and visited the town of Northville, New York, and that's actually at the southern terminus of the Northville Placid Trail. So we got to see where the hikers start. We got to go into the woods and see the beginning of the trail a little bit. Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you want to go back and play in the sand?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, go.
Okay.
So another highlight while we were here is that we actually hiked Hadley Mountain, which has a fire tower on the top. So it was about a 3.5-mile hike with actually a lot of elevation gain. It was pretty steep. My husband and I took turns carrying the baby, and we went with my husband's brother. And at the top, at the fire tower, it was such an amazing view of New York, the Adirondacks, and the lakes around here. Yeah. Did you have fun on the hike?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did? So right now it's Friday morning. We're actually packing the Bushwhacker up to head back to Vermont. We got a campsite at a state park, so we're gonna explore there. It is close to the Appalachian Trail again. I love picking camping spots close to the AT and close to some really good hikes. So we'll see you there. So we just got to Woodford State Park in Vermont a couple hours ago, and this is such an amazing campground. It's such a beautiful spot. We've been walking around. There's actually a trail right at our campsite, about 30 feet, that goes to this water. So that's a really cool perk. We got kind of like waterfront campsite again. I've just been looking at the water. We saw a loon go by earlier, which was nice. It's very peaceful here. It's been a busy last couple days, seeing family, exploring Northville, but it's nice to be in the woods again. Earlier, I made my favorite camp meal in the back of the Bushwhacker, quesadillas. Right now, the sun's about to go down. We're about to have a nice night. We'll probably put our little fire pit out and enjoy. Tomorrow, there's some fun things that we're planning. We're gonna have a nice chill night, and I'll see you tomorrow. It's our last day of our trip, and before we get started, we're going to a place that Chet found online called Papa Pete's House of the Giant Pancakes. That was such a great stop this morning. We got a 14-inch giant pancake just for me and Chet to split, and we still have an outrageous amount of leftovers. And then also a quick resupply at Dollar General for our last day. Diapers, wipes, baby food, and then lunch, pasta and sauce. We're just gonna hang out for a little right now while the baby sleeps and then start planning our little hike. It is 10:48 right now. From what I've heard, I think there's rain and thunderstorms coming around 1 o'clock. So we'll see how that works out. So during the length of our trip, we've been going on hikes around every other day, and before every hike, I've been making sure to drink my Element. So Element's the sponsor of this video, and they make sugar-free electrolyte drink mixes that I will always have before my hike to make sure that I'm properly hydrated. Element has a science-backed ratio of sodium, potassium, and magnesium, and that's gonna help you get the electrolytes in so you don't have to deal with the symptoms of being dehydrated. So that's gonna include muscle cramps, weakness, fatigue, brain fog, and that's really important so you can be feeling your best on your hikes. So if you didn't know, over the summer, there was a limited time flavor of Element called Lemonade Salt. And I absolutely loved it. And I don't think I was the only one because it has been so popular that they decided to make it a year-round flavor, which I'm really excited about. I've been drinking Lemonade Salt all week to celebrate. If you want to get your hands on some Element, if you want to try it out, if you want to learn more about it, just head to drinkelement.com/NewHampshire. Also, when you use that link, any purchase you make, you'll get a free sample pack thrown in. So it's going to be 8 sticks of Element's most popular flavors. Again, that's drinklmnt.com/NewHampshire. Bridge. So we just started the reservoir loop trail. We left right from our campsite and it goes around the reservoir. I'm guessing it's about 2 miles. We looked on the radar and we are gonna get a lot of rain pretty soon. So we were thinking that we either had to go for the hike right now or not at all. So we're risking it a little bit with the weather, but I'm really glad we're out here. We have amazing views of the water.
Let's get a move on. Because those are storm winds coming in.
Uh-oh. Yeah, we might pick up the pace a little bit, film a little less, and try to beat these storm clouds that we are seeing right now.
Yeah, I think we're where that stump is in the middle. I think we're just to the right of it, somewhere in there.
All right. Yeah, that's going to be our campsite right behind those trees. So we just walked around the small part of the reservoir. We still have a little bit to go. I feel like we're starting to get our first glimpses of fall. We got a blowdown. Oh, that wasn't bad.
And I don't think it was a blowdown.
Oh, it was a beaver.
It was a beaver knockdown.
Interesting. It's a nice little day use area. Boats and kayaks and canoes. Did you say dam?
Did? Damn. These silly beavers too. They're like silly humans. They're damn still lets water over. Beaver, fix that. Fix.
Ugh. Now it did just start raining a little bit, and this loop does go further, but we're just cutting back to the campground and then taking the road back to our campsite. Hopefully we can escape any sort of downpour because it's just sprinkling a tiny bit right now. Once we got back to our site, we barely had enough time to make our pasta for lunch before it started completely downpouring. So we packed up in the rain as fast as we could and did the 2.5-hour drive back to New Hampshire, and it torrential downpoured the entire car ride. So we made it home from the trip, and looking back, this was the longest amount of time that our family has spent in the tiny camper. So we were out there for 5 consecutive nights. And the last day of the trip, Chet and I did a lot of reflecting on what worked and what didn't work. And we actually have a whole list of upgrades that we would love to make to the Bushwhacker. Our last day of camp, we actually put together an Amazon wish list and just everything we wanted in the camper to make our camping experience better, easier, more convenient, especially traveling with a little toddler. So we've been home for a few days so far, and Chet's already gotten to work on a few simple upgrades, like installing a level and a propane reader, and he was messing with the solar power a lot yesterday, seeing how much power we can get from our solar panels and figuring all the electrical out. There's a couple more expensive upgrades that we would love to make, like an awning coming out from the roof racks on top of the Bushwhacker. So we've been researching awnings. And the thing that I want to upgrade the most is turning our cooler into a electric cooler from Dometic and putting it on slides and adding a countertop. So we've been brainstorming a lot of ideas and looking online and doing the research, so maybe you can expect a video coming soon of all the upgrades we're making to it, because I'm pretty excited about that, and Chet's ready to get to work on the tiny camper. But thank you for watching this video, for coming along on our annual Labor Day camping trip, and I will see you in the next video. Also, this happened. I finally got my meniscus repaired, so updates on that coming soon too. Bye.